Hello guys, it's Friday night. I hope you all had a wonderful week. In this one we are having a look at AMC over the past week and then giving a bit of a forecast into the next week because of course AMC this week has seen big moves into the red. We started off the week on about $17, we're coming up to the end of the week and we're now touching about $6.78. So we can see we have fallen in price by about 60%. That is a big decrease indeed, and of course people are speculating that this one is over. Is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? Well, of course in tonight's video I'm giving all of my personal opinion, guys, but please do remember it is only my opinion. So if you're going to tell me that I'm wrong, if you're going to tell me that I'm right, that's completely up to you. I don't really mind. It's just my personal view. They might be wrong, they might be right. It's just what I think. So of course if you still do want to see it, guys, please leave a like and subscribe. It would be appreciated. And of course we are going to cover the fundamentals of this company in a bit more depth tomorrow, but right now we're looking at how it has been moving today and potentially how it could be moving into the next week, and we're doing a bit more of a deep look at how it could be moving next week on Sunday, so make sure to subscribe for that. So like I said, guys, I am not a financial advisor, but with that being stated, let's jump straight into the video. So yeah guys, AMC is a very interesting stock, and of course it has been receiving a lot of hype over the past month or so. Now guys, I hate to say it, but I was basically saying only a few days ago that you should stay away from this one in my opinion. And you know what guys, in my personal view right now, I think we're in a much better position. I know we've lost about, quite a significant amount in the past 5 days in share price. And I think that is kind of good in the sense that if you are going to be getting into this one, maybe now isn't the worst time to, because yes, overall it is a very hyped stock and it has been a very hyped stock, but now we're starting to see a lot of that traction sell off. Obviously pre that hype we were actually looking at a price of around $4.96, and of course now we're still seeing a 36% increase, and of course even over the past month we're seeing a lot of hype, so we can see big gains this month of 241%. And honestly guys, I definitely think this one is going to start to level out pretty soon. If we look at the motion of this sell off that we have been seeing, obviously the biggest moves came on the 1st of February, the second actually brought us into the green a little bit more, and the third was positive for the majority of the day, but we did sell off about midday, and of course then the fourth was pretty red as well. But today, yes, we have been pretty flat, and that kind of, to me at least, does indicate some very decent things into the next week. So yes, we have lost 17%, but overall in comparison to some of the decreases that we have been seeing over the past few days, it's not the worst out there. I think we are in a great position to hopefully bring ourselves back up a little bit in the next week. So of course towards the end of the day today, from about 1400, so 2 o'clock, we are looking at a bit of an increase, only a 0.1% increase, but it is an increase nonetheless, and of course that is so far, and I'm not too worried about that. I think it is kind of indicating that the sell-off could be over. Obviously traction is kind of ending towards the middle of the day, and I think this one is going to level out in the $6 range in my personal view. I don't think it is going to go much lower than this. It definitely could touch the $6.50 range, if not a bit lower, but I think as long as we do stay in the $6 range, we are going to be doing pretty decently. So obviously guys, it has been a very hyped stock over the past few days, and I think that is kind of worrying, but now that we have seen that sell-off actually happen, we're in a much better position to be buying this one, and there is still room for this one to actually go back up a bit further in the future. But obviously we do need to face the prospect that this one could also be dead, and I'm not saying either way whether it is or it isn't, but obviously it is still a possibility. So it is still a very risky stock, but honestly guys, it's a lot less risky than it was only a few days ago when it was all the way up at that high price. So I think now is a much better entry point, but I would not be buying thousands and thousands of shares on this one, because it also could go down by a small amount more or even a large amount more, and of course in that instance you could lose money. So yeah guys, there is still some potential for it to get boosted. I don't think that will be touching all-time highs in the next week unless we do see something big happen, and of course that definitely does still have room to happen. I'm not ruling it out after the past week, so it definitely could happen. But you know what guys, obviously if you are going to be looking into this one, I would be looking at it on a worst case scenario. I think in the worst case, yes, we could drop by a bit more, but we also do have potential to see a bit more profits. I don't think that will be the biggest profits out there, so please don't quote me on that one. I think we'll see small profits, but I think it will be enough to justify it, hopefully, in my personal view. But if I was going to be buying into this one, guys, I'd buy only a small number of shares, because I personally do still see it as a speculative play. Obviously from a fundamental standpoint, yes, it is a very good company, it's a very big company, but obviously revenue figures have been falling this year, and I do believe that the stock price has been falling for a few years previously, and of course a lot of people have been shorting it, and that has kind of almost created a short squeeze, and there is potential for that to carry on into the future. I'm not ruling it out, and we will be looking at this one more in the next week, but obviously guys, it is still more of a risky play. So AMC, much better price right now. I'm very happy to see it fall down, because of course now we are looking at very good entry points. Would I be buying right now? Honestly, if I was interested in this one, I don't think it would fall by very much more, so I would say yes. In the next week we could be seeing a very good entry point if it doesn't drop by too much more. Would I be selling this one now? It depends, guys. If you'd have bought in and of course made a profit as you possibly could have today, if you'd have bought in midday, honestly, it definitely depends on how long you are willing to hold this one. Because in the next few months, yes, there is potential for profit. In the next few days, there is potential for profit if something good happens, or at least if we see more of a short squeeze or something like that. But it is honestly hard to say what is happening with this one. AMC though is definitely at a much better position. I'm going to say that one again because I definitely believe it is true. I'm much more happy with where we are now than only a few days ago. I think now we are looking at a much better buying opportunity. So guys, make sure to do your own research, but honestly I think we're in a great place with this one. As far as price is concerned, I don't think it's dropping by too much more, and we could actually see this one go back up in the next week. But we will be looking at this one on Sunday and of course into next week as well, as we always do. So make sure to leave a like and subscribe as to not miss out on that episode. Thank you for joining us. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye until then.